Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther. Finally back. I've been doing this. How many times are we going to do this? I've been doing this all year. So sporadic. It's been a month, the longest time I haven't done the show. And that's on me, guys. Not going to make excuses, but I'm going to make excuses. No, I got to really, I must say really one more time, really button up my time management. It's gotten way better, but I am currently very busy. I am now in the office for my day job. I'm working my role with Gold Star. Some of you are familiar with the local Cincinnati restaurant chain, fast food chain, casual dining chain, whatever you want to call it. My role has been elevated with them, which is a good thing. So I'm in the office 4 days a week, not working from home. So I have a larger responsibility. So as you can imagine, that's impacted a lot of this stuff. So I'm now in the office, which is, thank God, close. It's about a 7-minute drive. Their corporate headquarters from my house. So it's like, truthfully, between that, being in the office, needing to record Dirty Sports 2 days a week, which now is most likely going to be at night minus Fridays. I'm not in the office Fridays, but I'm still working. It's a pretty tight window. And then with the kids and all that, because I'm still taking them to daycare. I've literally done the math. It's crazy. I've done the math on my days. And it's a pretty tight window, especially with the kids, because bedtime is just such a pain in the ass, right? So literally, here's the math. If I start the bath or they get in the bath by 6:30, you give or take about 2 hours of dealing with that by the time Isla's in bed, 2 to 2.5 hours. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. The mornings, I'm getting up at about 6:45 every morning. We don't get out of here till 8:30. So like 3.5 hours of my day on the math, 3.5 hours of my day is trying to get the kids together in the morning with Brittany. She's trying to get ready for work. And then us trying to handle bedtime, bath, bottle for Molly. Isla still drinks milk before bed as well. A million stories, a million books, bed. So like again, you get 20, you start doing the math. I literally started doing the math. No lie. I started doing the math in a 24-hour day. I was like, okay, let's say I sleep 7 hours, which couldn't tell you last time I actually slept 7 hours. Let's say I sleep 6 hours. Okay, we're down to 18 hours a day. Let's say I'm in the office for anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Okay, now we're down to 12 hours a day. Let's say we have 3 hours with the kids. You know what I'm saying? You just start adding it up. I'm trying to get a workout in, all those things. It's basically a short amount of time, a lot shorter amount of time. But I'm not making excuses, but I'm also making excuses. Anyway, what I've decided is I just need to record. I need to pick a night because I like doing this. I really do. I enjoy it. Again, it's more therapy for me, probably, but I appreciate everybody who's reached out and been like, oh, I'm a dad, or I've gone through this stuff, or recommendations, tips, DMs. You guys have been great. So it's I like doing the show. I like talking about going through all these things as a father, as a old dad. All these are all new experiences for me. The Midwest suburban dad life. And I like you guys coming along for the ride with me. So I just need to get back on it. And tonight we'll start it, and then we'll see what happens from there. But that's kind of what I've been up to. So again, just me moving into the office role, which for the record, I love. Like, I love it. I love it down there. I love being it just I've never had that sort of job, and let's use, like, office job, like, I'm in an office, I have a desk at a cubicle, I all those things you might assume, but it's a great company to work for. They're very willing to, work with schedules, but also it's just like get your work done. And I'm learning a lot outside of just the marketing and the creative stuff. I'm learning a lot about the business, which is really good for me. So I legit like don't like to pick up the girls from daycare. I'm like, I like being in the office. This is fun. Everybody up there is great. My boss is great. The CEO is great. The whole 9 yards. And I'm not just saying this. And obviously I knew all those people. I've been working with them for over 3.5 years now. So it's not like I was getting into something where I didn't know what to expect, but I'm learning a lot of the other end of the stuff outside of the creative world, the social media world that I've been in the last few years. And that's why I love talking about it on this show. I love to bring it up. And we're going to talk about the Starbucks CEO later, with marketing and all those things. So, anyway, and we got a kid on the way, as I announced about a month ago, whenever I did my last episode. We got girl number 3, which it's about 3 months, a little less than 3 months. Brittany is technically due September 9th. She's already had 2 C-sections, so the procedure will be a 3rd C-section. She's not like I guess that's how it works. She didn't wanna she wants a C-section anyway. She don't want that baby coming out of that birth canal, ripping up that birth canal, you know what I'm saying? She hates when I do that voice, so I do it all the time. So, September 9th is the date, but I think they have, like, a loose C-section date, which is already August 28th, so less than 3 months. Less than 3 months, which I'm just trying to, like, mentally prepare, but I'm also like, "Whatever, dude." I feel like Molly was just that age. They'll be 19 months apart. 3 kids in 3.5 years, it's nuts. Like, the reactions I get from men just blows my mind. It blows my mind what men say. Men are always like, 3 girls. Start, saving up for wedding, man. I just gave my daughter 30 grand for a wedding. It didn't even cover that much. You have 3 of them? Start wedding? Bro, I'm trying to get through daycare with 3 kids. You're talking, and I'm not trying to be morbid, but I straight up will be like, am I even gonna be around for a wedding? I'm an old dad. I'm gonna be 40. I'll turn 45 years old and I'll have not even basically a 3-month old. A 3-month old and a kid who's barely a year and a half, and a little girl who's turning 4 the next year. Talking about weddings. Brittany and I straight up realistically, we gotta figure out daycare because she most likely is going to have to drop down to 4 days, and we can't put 3 kids in daycare full time because it's just too expensive. We've gone over. It's just way too expensive to do that. Like 3 kids in daycare is a financial death sentence. It's the meme. It's the Tiger King meme. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to financially recover from this or whatever it is. It's close. I'm close to that, but it's something like that, you know? It's what it is. So we can go maybe part-time with kid number 3, not full-time. We had some shenanigans with Molly's daycare, by the way, recently. Little shenanigans. Brittany and I were on top of it. You guys know my take on daycare at this point. I've ranted about it for the last few years. Anybody who's got kids in it knows it's just so expensive, and you're like, what's the ROI on this? And you don't have many options, and they got you by the balls. It's the same way with insurance. It's that industry where you're just like, you don't have options. The same way you have to fly and they have to charge you this much. They have you by the balls. The daycares have you by the balls. So we get an email, not this Sunday, but the Sunday before last, via the app about the daycare being closed. For the next day. Let me just read it. This is an email that went out at 6:07 p.m. Sunday night. Sunday night. We will be closed tomorrow morning, Monday, May 18th, due to no power. There was an accident early Sunday morning, and we still do not have power. We will update tomorrow and hope to open as normal on Tuesday, the 19th. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Okay, so let me just go through this with you guys. Because again, I feel like I'm in this world. I have to deal with customer service, part of my new role. Like I'm learning a lot of this stuff, and that's all the marketing department, how to handle when something bad happens or things come up. This is real life. I get it. Things happen. Things come up. But you're going to send an email out Sunday night at 6:07 to parents like in our household, both parents who work. So now either Brittany has to stay home or I have to stay home. Now, luckily, they let me stay home and work from home. Again, they're flexible. Brittany stays home. She's out her salary, not salary. She's hourly. Pharmacists are hourly. She literally clocks in. Like I'm salary. She clocks in, right? 8:30 to 5, University of Cincinnati, Monday through Friday. That's how it works. And yeah, she gets paid pretty decently. She's a pharmacist, right? So like she takes off work. That's a pretty penny, right? To not work. But also if I have meetings, I got to be up at, I'm in a lot more meetings now, and it's like I got to be, so it's like one of us is going to have to do it, whatever. 6:07 p.m. Sunday night, you're telling me and 150 other kids' parents because an accident. It's a very vague email. I'll read it again. There was an accident early Sunday morning and we still do not have power. So instantly my mind is going, this doesn't add up, right? And what do I always say to you guys? It's 2026. I can find out some information, right? I can find out what's going on here. It's not that hard. So my advice, always, if you're listening to this, is just be honest. Just be transparent. People can find stuff out. It's the age of the internet. It's an amazing, wonderful tool that we have at our disposal. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's amazing. So I write her back the neck because, again, it's vague. An accident happened. Is it a car wreck? Is it some sort of a power line went down accident from a storm? Because we've had a lot of storms. It's just a vague. But see, here's what I've learned, guys. There are just so many. And I'm going to use the word cuck because that's my word that I use all the time instead of bitch. It's cuck. There's just so many cuck parents who just accept it. It's mind blowing. The amount of parents. There was about helicopter parents and overbearing parents, but no parent wants to just question anything. So I write back to the daycare director. An accident, what does this even mean? ? The vagueness of this message is very frustrating. I'm typing this as I sit in the office at Gold Star. It's a complete lack of transparency. That's what I'm telling you guys, right? Just be transparent. I understand things happen, but sending an ambiguous message at 6:07 p.m. the night before puts us and other, I won't even say the daycare's name, families in a bind. Not only did Brittany have to stay home with Molly, but also she loses her work compensation for the day. There's also no mention of prorating this week's charges. No one should have to pay for today when it's closed because of an issue from the center's end. So we'd really appreciate the removal of today's fee. And that's truthfully what really, really got under my skin at first, guys, was that there's no mention of a prorated fee. You already get charged if your kid gets sick, which I think is total bullshit. It really is. It's total BS. There's a solution that I came up with after having 2 kids in daycare now for the last 3 years. You know, if you live in a cold area, well, like where I'm from, and you get so many snow days a year, right? They build it into the academic calendar of grade schools, high schools. You get like, I don't know, 7 to 10 snow days a year because they can't handle all the snow in a city like Cincinnati. They're just not built for it. And sometimes we do get a lot of snow. So anyway, it's like 7 to 10 snow days a year. And once you exceed that, then you have to make up those academic days at the end of the academic calendar. That's what daycare should do, right? Basically, you should say, to me, the number is like 7. You say, okay, after the kid's sick for 7 days, you're not charged after that for any additional sick days. That's fair. Again, what do I always say? Let's have a compromise. Let's have something that makes logical and practical sense. If I'm paying for a 12-month period of a daycare and my kid is sick more than 7 days, after those 7 days, I shouldn't have to pay for day 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on that they're sick. I should get it prorated off my weekly fee. It just makes sense. I don't know why no one's thought of this, because these guys are just money hungry and it's a business and they just want to take your money. It's not like I'm saying such a novel concept. Anyway, I bring up the proration on the email because I look at it like this. Again, I'm already frustrated with where we're at here with Molly. Thank God she's leaving in 6 weeks. I've literally been counting down the days for her to join Isla at that daycare because that daycare is amazing. And we're so happy there. And the last almost 6 months have just been wonderful for Isla, wonderful with the teachers, the director. We just love that place. That place literally is the A team. And it's like that meme. This is the difference of the 2 daycares. It's like that meme of the dragons. They always use it in sports memes where they show like the ferocious dragons and then like the goofy looking dragon. Like that's kind of where we're at. Like the ferocious looking dragons are where Isla's at, and the goofy looking one is Molly. Anyway, we pay $360 a week right now just for Molly. And that was my take. I was like, okay, we're missing a day. So we're paying, what, like 70 something bucks a day. Then that should be, is my math right on that? Yeah. About 70 bucks a day. That should be prorated. Right. Again, it makes logical sense. So then they close. What did she write me back? Let's see what she wrote me back in her answer. Because then here's what happened. I started catching lies, and I just don't like that. Again, just be honest with me. Like the director came back and said, let's see what she said. Sorry, there's a lot of faults here with Gmail. I think this is my Gmail, right? Okay. So again, I'm complaining about how they handled it. She's writing me back. Well, let's see here. Sorry, guys. I should have had this queued up here. All right. Hi, Andy. I understand your frustrations. It's not my intent to be vague information. We needed to get something out, letting everyone know the issue. There was a car accident Saturday evening at 11:30. From my gatherings on social media. So from her gatherings on social media, there was a car wreck. So again, let's do the timeline here, guys. Saturday evening, 11:30, there's a car wreck. They don't notify people until 6:07 p.m. Sunday. So I have issues with that. And the power to our building was lost because an electric pole caught on fire. We had no idea this happened until I arrived late Sunday afternoon and tried to figure out what was going on as soon as I could, involving the owner, sheriffs, Duke. That's the local energy here. As soon as we figured out what was going on, we would not have power today. We sent out the messages. I have the same question as you about tuition from our owners. Once we get on the road to repair, I will have more information about that soon. I hope this clears up some holes for you. So look, I do understand, like, I don't know why they'd be up there on a Sunday to know that the power was out, but also I'm also seeing holes here, guys. Oh, you gather things from social media? Okay, and I'm putting in social media. I'm finding nothing. Where was this wreck? Where was this car wreck? Find nothing. And then the light bulb goes off, right? Because again, it's not too difficult. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call the local fire department, the local police department. Can you give me a timeline when this happened? I'm also thinking if there was a fire right by a daycare that knocked out the electricity, would they not have notified the owners of that daycare early Sunday morning? Would they not have notified them? They probably would, especially at daycare, knowing, hey, a bunch of kids go to school here. They're going to be without power. Parents got to know this. This is kind of a shit show. So again, I'm just, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a delayed reaction, and there wasn't a desire to resolve this quickly. So I'm annoyed, right? So that's day one. Day two, they don't have power again. Daycare's closed on Tuesday. At this point, I'm just irate. Brittany goes back to work that day. I stay home with Molly. I can do these meetings on Zoom, blah, blah. I'm just gonna stay home, work from home. Molly still takes some good naps during the day. It'll help. It won't be too bad. But I'm also just so annoyed. I'm like, there's nothing still, nothing about prorated for our fee. So I'm going like full dad mode here. Just full like 2 days now. Now they hadn't charged yet for that week, but I was like, they're gonna charge. They better not charge. Brittany's like popping off on the app. Just nobody's responding. Brittany's popping off on social media. Again, there's just a lot of things that don't add up. And so I drop off Isla because Isla's daycare is literally directly, no lie, directly across the street from this daycare. Like they're directly across the street. So I drop off Isla the next day, Tuesday morning, and I see some guys working on the electric line. So I'm like, of course I'm going to drive over and talk to them. Nobody else is at the daycare. So I drive over and I'm like, so what's the deal here, guys? Was there a wreck here? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's showing me like the bush. There was clearly a fire. He's like, yeah, some car caught on fire and it messed up. And I'm like, well, why can't Duke? I was like, when my power goes out, Duke just turns it back on. He's like, well, no, it's complicated because some stuff got fried. And now they actually have to prove what we fixed because it connects directly to the building. But the important part of this conversation was I got the info I wanted. The guy goes, yeah, man, we're actually the second company that came out here. There was a company that was supposed to show up yesterday to fix this, and they no-showed. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because that wasn't mentioned. In fact, in some of the emails that went out to all the parents, it said they started working on it Sunday morning. Not true, according to these guys. So according to these guys, another company was called. And here I am at 9 a.m., 9:15 a.m., getting the truth. So again, the wreck did happen. I followed up, went home, called the fire department. I just want to know. The guy must have thought I was insane. I was like, I had a random question for you, sir. I was like, was there a wreck by All About Kids? I don't even care anymore. Why was I even concealing the name? Was there a wreck by All About Kids on 5 Mile? Can you pull up a log for me? And he's like, yeah, it happened around 11:30. We got a call around midnight, the police department, and I showed up. I was like, okay, so this is all verified. That's good. So she wasn't lying about the timeline of the wreck and the fire, but I am catching some lies here again about when they started working on it. Again, just be straight up with me, dude. This sounded like it was a debacle. Clearly it was, and even just be straight up about that. I just don't understand why people do this. Maybe because there's so many cuck parents who aren't going to follow up. Maybe. Right? And Brittany and I were just popping off. Brittany was like really popping off in the app. Nobody was responding. She was going in full hormonal pregnant mode, which, by the way, rough mode to be around at the house. When she goes full hormonal pregnant, you're like, bro. She did that last week, and Isla was like, "What, mommy?" I was like, "She's hormonal and pregnant." She's like, Isla's like, "What?" I was like, "Just say it, Isla. Try to say the word hormonal. We're not going to hold it against mommy. She's hormonal and pregnant." So Brittany was just like popping off. So finally, the kids are back Wednesday after the first 2 days of daycare. And guess what? The week was prorated. So they didn't charge us for the first 2 days. Brittany came home from work. She's like, "Those parents should thank us. They should thank us." That's because I go, "It is because of us. It is because of us. 100% it's because of us, causing a stink." And again, I like it because we got to stick up for ourselves. I'm not paying you a full $360 for the week when 40% of those days my daughter wasn't there. And on top of that, let's talk about the real thing. They probably weren't paying the workers. Guarantee they weren't paying the workers who they already pay nothing, which I have issues with. These women who we do like, who do bust their ass, $14 an hour, $15 an hour to watch our kids, to be in charge of a full room of nut job kids. Do you think they paid them? Highly doubtful. Extremely unlikely. So, yeah, all that was at play. And I'm learning, guys. This is all learning experience for me, but you do have to stick up for yourself. You don't want to be like I said earlier, a helicopter parent or one of those annoying. But like in this instance, you got to stick up for yourself. There's too many weak-willed people out there. They're just going to run over me. You're not just going to just give me some BS, lame, vague email. Shoot me straight. Why can't you just say a company came out Monday or didn't come out? They flaked on us. We apologize. Like you again. I'm in this world now. I've been in this world, and now even more so with my role for work. Dude, you have to just own it if there's a mess up. You have to own it, accept it, be honest, be real, and then move on. People see through it. I saw through it the minute it happened. Anyway, that's the drama that's happening. We've had a lot of drama here lately. Brittany got in a car wreck last week. Thank God she's okay. We had some really bad storms here. And she hydroplaned off Interstate 471 in northern Kentucky, which would take you right to downtown. She's a few miles from downtown Cincinnati. She hydroplaned. She was in the far left lane of the highway and went right into a wall. Again, thank God she's okay. Thank God the baby's okay. Airbags were deployed. The car actually didn't really look that bad. Right. So the airbags deployed on Brittany's side of the vehicle and also the one in back of her, which then deployed against the baby car seat, which would be Molly's car seat. This is her Nissan Rogue. It really didn't look that bad, the damage. And then, the next day when I went to the tow yard to get the stuff out of the car, it was, she was emotional mess. Again, very hormonal. And it really scared the shit out of her, understandably so. I mean, guys, I'm not exaggerating. It was pouring. We had some storms. And she called me just like bawling. And it was pouring rain. And she was on the freeway. And she's like, the cops are. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, the cops are showing up. You got to get here as soon as possible. And it's just pouring rain. Now, Brittany does have a terrible track record as a driver, truth be told. But she swears she wasn't speeding. She just hydroplaned, which can obviously happen. And again, thank God she didn't hit anybody else. She just went up on the wall, and it got the just literally like the front end of the car, the driver's side. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this is totally repairable. We were with Allstate Insurance. We'll have to eat that $500 deductible, and we'll get the car repaired. Oh, Andy, how naive you can be. How naive you can be at times. I guess when the airbags deploy, the car is basically shot, which I didn't know. Just so you guys know, because the technology it takes on those and also fixing it, they just basically are going to mark it as a loss on the vehicle. And we were hoping that wouldn't happen because it's complicated because she's in a lease, right? We don't own the car. She's in a 3-year lease with the Nissan Rogue. And it literally happened the same exact week of exactly 2 years from the lease. So we had one more year on the lease. So I've been working with Allstate all week, and it is a total loss. So they're going to have to reimburse Nissan corporate, and when it rains, it pours, literally that day and literally in life. It's just how it is. I was literally starting the process to look for a new car since we have a third kid. We can't fit 3 kids in my little Corolla hatchback. 2 is already tight. 2 is real tight. So I was already going to have to get a new car, get a car, an SUV with either 3 rows or a minivan. Side note, let me back up to the wreck. Dude, the police officer on the freeway, I know this is going to sound really, really gay. Don't care. Like legitimately gay. It might sound gay. I pulled up and Brittany was in the Rogue in the driver's side. He's outside by the car. And I pull up on the freeway, 3:30, rush hour traffic, whatever. It's starting to be rush hour traffic, Friday evening. And this guy is like the best looking guy ever. I mean, like literally, like I had to, like I just told you it would sound gay. Like I literally had to be like, oh man, you're a good looking dude. And he was ripped, like he was in shape. So I got like my wife crying, bawling. It's pouring rain. And I'm just like, yo, man, you're like the hottest cop in Northern Kentucky. Like, what is happening here? This guy would be like, I don't know if they have like calendars for cops. He'd be like the hottest one in it, dude. He was like a 10 out of 10. And he was like the nicest guy ever, too. And he was jacked. He was shredded. Basically, I want to marry this guy, is what I'm saying. No, this guy, it was like jaw dropping. What's funny is I didn't say anything to Brittany until like a couple days later. I said, you know how good looking that cop was? She goes, yeah. I wasn't going to say anything to you. I was like, no, I don't care. She goes, I was telling my mom, when I got into that wreck, the cop was just so good looking. I was like, yeah. I go, did you see his arms too? He had some pythons. He was ripped too. And not like grossly big old bicep. I was like, he just like was just cut up. I wanted to be like, yo, dude, what's your workout regimen? I can't get this chiseled face that you have. I can't get this hairline that you have. But what do you do to get that amazing looking body there, bro? So yeah, that was fun. That was our Memorial Day weekend. It messed with her big time, right? So like she was like scared to drive legit. So again, the hormones, and she was pregnant, and we have 2 little girls and all that. And she thought I was going to be so mad. I told her, I go, look, I don't get mad about these sort of things. I get mad over dumb stuff. I get mad when Molly doesn't shut up or she keeps crying, and like where I shouldn't get mad. I go, it reminds me of my dad. My dad would be the same way. Like these sort of things, he wouldn't get mad. He'd get mad at like something small or annoyed or angry or whatever. It's something small. Like, I'm not going to get mad about this stuff. Yeah, does it suck? We have to look for 2 cars at the same time. It really sucks. Never had to do that in my entire life. Sucks. But it is what it is. You currently have a rental car. Allstate gives us $400 to cover a rental car, which, cool, that'll last 8-9 days. It's not much. And we have a kid coming in less than 3 months. And I drive what my brothers refer to as the condomobile or a matchbox car. So yeah, we got to get 2 cars. It is what it is. And they both have to be either SUVs or minivans. And car prices are insane. They're dude, it's laughable. It's comical. I can't believe I kept myself together today at Toyota. I went and I test drove a Grand Highlander and a Sienna. Both really nice cars. Sienna's the minivan. Grand Highlander is the SUV for Toyota, has 3 rows. Really nice cars. Really nice cars. Laughable, dude. Like the most base level, basic of these cars new, both models, 50 grand. It's laughable to me. $50,000 for a minivan. I know the Sienna's nice. Don't get me wrong. It was a nice drive. Nice on the inside. Dude, still a minivan. $50,000. I said, can you run? I go, dude, because we're going to lease. I said, I don't drive much. Because here's the thing also, these dealers must hate ChatGPT. Or maybe they don't even know about it. Like the guy I dealt with today is like, this guy has no clue what ChatGPT is. I've been selling Toyotas for 37 years. I don't know why I gave him that voice. He sounded nothing like that at all. Don't know why I gave him that voice. Completely wrong on my part. He sounded nothing like that. He was fine. He was a nice guy. He's fine. Whatever. No way he knows about ChatGPT. It's like, dude, what do you think I'm putting into my phone? Like, you guys have a bad competition now because of ChatGPT. Like, what do you think I'm putting in my phone? I literally was plugging all week of like, not just the cars I was interested in having ChatGPT compare them, but like my whole family dynamic. I was like, okay, I got a kid who is, let's be very specific, who's 3 years old in 3 months, one that just turned 15 months or 16 months. I don't even know how old is Molly at this point. 16 months. I got a baby on the way. At the end of a 3-year lease, this is how they're going to be. You know, this is what I'm looking for price-wise. This is what I'm looking for efficiency. This is what I'm looking for. And ChatGPT is like, yo, are you just trying to get from point A to B? Are you trying to buy after you lease? It's asking me all the right questions. So I'm just narrowing all this stuff down. Right? I'm just narrowing all this stuff down. And then you just have that at your disposal of these dealers. But I know I've said this before on the show when we went through it 2 years ago when Brittany got the Nissan Rogue. I just don't wanna do the bull like, today, I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. I test drove it and just all the small talk and that's on me. I just need to cut through all that, truthfully. I just need to be like, "Yo, dude, this is what I'm here for. I'm a practical guy. I wanna see the price. Let's talk. Cool. If not, have a great life." I test drove them. Dude, all these cars, they're all nice in my I just don't give a shit. I'll be pretty straightforward with you guys. I just don't care. Are they really that different? In 2026, are these cars really that different? They're all so nice. I just think because I drove such an old car for so long in LA, my bar is already so low. I don't care at all. My goal is to get my kids safely to daycare. I'm just thinking since Isla's been born, Isla's over 3 years old, right? And I have 2 kids now. Most of the driving in my car is to and from daycare or to and from Brittany's parents' house. We haven't gone on a major vacation just because we're just like, what's the point with kids? It's a whole other discussion, which maybe we should at some point. I would love Isla to see the ocean, all those things. But again, it's just point A to point B. I've done it. Thank God I didn't get a new car. You know, Brittany was, oh, you need a new car when Molly was born. Yo, again, the Condomobile, my Corolla hatchback worked great. I don't care. I don't have an ego. I don't need to roll in this nice SUV or whatever. This tricked out minivan. It's point A to B. But that's what I need to tell these dealers. And just your prices, you guys are insane. You're literally insane. I said, run the price, man, for a 3-year lease on the Toyota Sienna. and the Grand Highlander. Zero money down. I'm not gonna put any money down. Don't ever do that, by the way. Little piece of advice for you guys. Don't ever. Why would you give them money ahead of time to make your payments last? Why? Why would you ever give them money? Don't ever do that. Stupid. Don't do it. And there's for a variety of reasons, but I don't feel like getting into those now. But financially, it makes zero logical sense to ever put money down if you're leasing. Don't ever do that. So anyway, I tell him zero money down, run the numbers for the Highlander, the Sienna. He goes, oh, they come out the same. Zero money down, $780 a month. Bro, it's laughable. Laughable. $780 a month. And I know obviously that's not their final offer, and I could get that down. But what that's where you start? $780 a month to lease a minivan? Bye. Bye-bye. Like, I'm never dealing with this guy again. Like I literally should have just taken it and thrown it at him because you're out of your mind. And I know it's not all on him. It's, what Toyota is making and what they're charging and all that. And again, it's complicated. It's not just clear cut in one little thing that's making it, but it's laughable. It's literally laughable. We're going to look at cars tomorrow, Brittany and I. But I think it's what I just need to say to these guys. Go like, guys, I don't need to be tricked out, man. I want it to be spacious because I'm going to have 3 car seats. That's the big thing, 3 car seats. So I'm going to need 2 captain's chairs because I'm going to have to get in and out, right? To buckle, like I would have to be in the 3rd row. So like I got to be able to maneuver, right? Because we are in a unique situation because she can't put herself in because she's not big enough and it's still in a car seat, right? So we're in that unique situation. We're going to have 3 kids, 3.5 and under. So there are certain things that we are going to need. We're going to need space. We're going to need the captain's chairs. We do need them. But again, it's just like, I don't know. People just do it. They just pay this. It's insane to me. It's absolutely bonkers. Like what these people are just willing to pay. And just do it. I did make a smart move because Costco has a dealership program, and you have to give them you have to give them a number. I gave them this show's hotline number, and so they've been calling the hotline and not knowing it, which is funny. This Andy Ruther Show hotline, 859-935-0078. They've been calling this hotline number and texting this because I didn't want to deal with it on my own phone all week. I signed up for a bunch of dealers to reach out on Sunday night. So they've been calling. But guys, like even like the Toyota guy, they just don't listen. He reached out to me instantly Sunday. He called me, he emailed me, he texted me. I was straight up with him. I was like, look, man, I'm just reaching out. I'm filling out the Costco paperwork because you get a discount, which the discount's laughable as well. And he's like, oh, with the Costco discount, you get $750 off. Cool, dude. The Grand Highlander's $50,000. Thanks for throwing me the $750 Costco discount. Can we just buy this outright right now? Jeez, take all my money. Anyway, he reached out to me and I instantly emailed him. I was like, look, don't call me, don't text me. Don't email me all week. I'll reach out to you when I want to come up and check out cars. I got to be in the office Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. Friday, I have a little more wiggle room. So I work from home so I can pop up there. He couldn't resist. He literally couldn't resist. He waited 2 days and then I texted him like, dude, I told you I would let you know. Yeah, I don't know, man. And then he said something. I said when I was test driving the Grand Highlander today, at one point I said to him, he was in the car, and I said, so like, what's your main competitor on this exact vehicle? What's the exact vehicle competitor of the Toyota Highlander? And he wouldn't say. And I thought, bro, that's a terrible answer from a sales perspective. He's like, I was brought up, you don't badmouth another company. I go, I didn't ask that. I'm not asking you to badmouth another car company. I'm asking, what's your main competitor? I looked at him, I go, I'm wearing a Gold Star shirt. If somebody asks me, what is Gold Star's main competitor? I'll just tell you, it's Skyline Chili, right? We might have some other competitors because we sell burgers and shakes and chicken sandwiches. Maybe it's Steak and Shake. Maybe, whatever. It's like, I'll tell people right away, that's a competitor. He wouldn't say it. And I go, this is so weak. This is so weak. So I named a few for him. I was like, are these competitors? In the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I already looked this up on ChatGPT, bro. I just want to know what you would say. And you failed the test. You failed the test. It's just, again, I don't want to deal with this because I don't care about car. Like, the smallest things make me happy on cars. Smallest things. I was telling Brittany tonight, I said, when I got my Corolla hatchback, which everything's base level, right? Cloth interior, no electric seats. It's all base. I go, but the only thing I cared about, because it was still newer back then, 2019, when I got the car, was Apple CarPlay. That's all I cared about. To have a little screen where I could play my music and have my maps for going places and whatever it was. That's all I cared about was Apple CarPlay. And I was so happy. I was just so happy with it. And I've realized since then, that was 2019, right? So I've had that car for almost 7.5 years. Like, I just don't care. That's what I'm saying. I don't need much. I just want a safe vehicle to transport my children. Preferably good gas mileage. We all know that, but I don't drive that much. Work is so close to my house. The daycares are pretty close to here. Like, you're gonna give me a car at $780 a month? I'm gonna literally wipe that with my ass tonight. It's laughable, bro. They're great cars, don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of these are. That's my point. Like, what are we doing here? I just think these companies, let's talk about the Starbucks CEO before we get out of here. It's just like I just think these guys are out of their mind. I saw a couple of these clips. Starbucks CEO, he sat down with the Wall Street Journal for some podcast. Let's pull up and see what homeboy has to say.
Cases, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging. And then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile, right?
We've heard so much this year about the K-shaped economy.
The $9 experience. Let's just rewind that real quick. Let's see what he says. A $9 coffee, making it worth your while.
In some cases, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging. And then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile.
Like, what are we talking about here? I don't drink coffee, so maybe you guys can chime in or message me or call the hotline. What is this experience that you're talking about, by the way? What is this experience? Like, I don't know. When I visited Rome for the first time, when I was in college, when I was in St. Peter's Basilica, that was an experience. Spending $9 on a coffee from a blue-haired barista that has they, them, and their name Ziggy isn't really an experience. That's just like, oh, okay, well, I know what I'm getting here. An experience. Look at this guy. Dude, they're all the same. He's like he reminds me of Justin Trudeau by the way he looks. Like, I don't know if he's as punchable face-wise. I'm talking about the former Canadian Prime Minister. I mean, these guys are just, when's the last time this guy made a Starbucks? When's the last time he drank Starbucks? When's the last time he was legitimately in a store on the ground level? When do you think he did that? When do you think he did that? That's where I work, dude. Their CEO, he's around. He eats the food. He pops in the restaurants. We're a fast food joint. Like what do you do, bro? The experience of a $9 coffee at Starbucks.
right?
We've heard so much this year about the K-shaped economy. Fortunes for some Americans very different than for others. Is that not really something that's coming up in your sales?
We're not seeing that in our business. What we're seeing is people, they want to have a special experience. And regardless of what your income
He keeps talking about, dude, who is going to Starbucks for a special experience? I just don't understand it. Brittany goes to Starbucks. It drives me crazy. Not all the time, but so say I'm just craving Starbucks. Am I just being an old head? Am I just being that guy? Am I my dad? I just go, well, you're paying all this money for what? For what? For the experience.
level is. In some cases, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging. And then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile, right? And then in other cases, people believe, well, this is a really affordable premium experience because they're saying
This fucking guy and his experience. I might take it back. This guy might be more punchable than Justin Trudeau.
like, well, it's less than $10 and I get a really premium experience. So regardless,
How many times are you gonna say experience, bro? The Starbucks by me, I'll meet somebody to work sometimes, or I did in the past. I'd meet her there. We'd do some work. I never had an experience. Now I don't drink coffee. I would get a tea and one of their overpriced breakfast. Experience. Again, what I described, the experience is the barista who is probably just the barista who left a hate comment under my gender reveal video on Threads. That's what that's what you're getting as an experience at Starbucks.
regardless of where you're stationed in those income cohorts, we want to make that experience worth your while. And what we know is what's definitely something that drives that value is to be able to have a great seat, have a great moment of connection with a barista.
A great moment of a connection with the barista. Do they even talk to people? Again, this guy is just, he's in la la land. Let's play. Don't I have another video of this is interesting though from a operation standpoint, because it's stuff I'll deal with Gold Star that I'm learning now with the app, right? Because Gold Star has an app. So listen to how they've kind of played themselves on their app.
If we bring order to mobile order and we use some technology to sequence those orders, our partners, those are the green apron baristas that you see in our stores, can be very successful at creating in-store drinks and food in roughly 4 minutes or less.
As fast-growing chains like Dutch Bros and Seven Brew prioritize their to-go business, and many independent coffee shops cater to dine-in customers, Starbucks is trying to do both.
Right now, when you mobile order, you'll get sometimes a message that says the beverage will be ready in 3 minutes. Well, you physically can't get there in 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. And so we're mismatching when the customer wants it and when we should be making it. And the number one request actually is, let me pick what time I can come pick up my beverage.
So in a year, will mobile order be fixed?
I sure hope so. Or at a minimum, we will be a lot better than where we are today.
Fixing the algorithm to better sequence the order of drinks is vital. In early 2024, in-app demand caused 1 in 8 users to abandon orders due to wait times.
I mean, that's brutal. Just so you guys know, like 1 in 8, they're losing 1 in 8, higher than 10% of customers because of that. And it's pretty simple math, right? They have too many mobile orders than people who walk in to a Starbucks to order. I mean, again, I don't drink of it. I'll pick up Brittany's, once every couple weeks or something. You walk in there's 400 coffees sitting there. That's why he's talking about the experience. And the baristas are just working their ass off. They're not talking to anybody. There's no experience here, bro. They're just working. That's what they're doing. But apparently they can't keep up. Because again, it's just they just want to churn out and make as much money as possible. And there's clearly a disconnect with their training, with the app, all that stuff, which again, I'm kind of learning that world right now. And it's interesting, to be honest. In my opinion, brands who just own what they are successful, regardless of the industry. And that's what I always say about social media too, right? Just own what you are. I look at a lot of these brands and go, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? And I think they've maybe changed around. Here's a prime example. I would always look at White Castles and I go, what are you doing on Twitter? What are you doing? Who's running this? Own what you are. Your food that people get when they're drunk, when they're high. They literally made a movie, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. They get stoned to go to White Castle. Own what you are. Own it. Lean into that on your social media. Lean into that in your promotions, in your deals, in your marketing. Lean into what you are, man. So I don't know what that is for Starbucks. I don't have an answer. I just think it's comical, again, when he's talking about this experience. No, dude, you might get a nice experience if you want to say that at, again, like an independent local coffee shop. You can make Starbucks synonymous with, let's say, a McDonald's from the fast food industry. There's no experience I'm getting at a McDonald's, right? I go, I mobile order, I pick up the food. My kids get nuggies. They get their little Happy Meal. Brittany gets her 10-piece of nuggies. I get my value meal because I'm a value meal king over here. And we go about our merry way. We go, okay, that was okay. I have a little bubble guts tonight. I might be sitting on the toilet later this morning. Whatever. It is what it is. It's McDonald's. There's no experience, bro. I eat your food occasionally, dude, from Starbucks. Brittany will like throw on a little, a little burrito. They're not that good. There's no experience, but it's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It is what it is. So go get your hands dirty, man. $9. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. Thankfully, even before I had kids, I would look at things and go, that's a lot of money. What are we doing here? I am so that way about fast food, casual dining, anything with food. I'm looking at that and going full dab milk. Going, is this worth it? Are you gonna charge me that much? I'm out. Especially in that world, like the casual dining, the fast food world. Especially in that world, I'm not just throwing money at it, especially if it's overpriced and just subpar. Because I got weddings to pay for. It's wild, dude. We'll bring it full circle, like I was saying earlier in the show. It's wild. My neighbor up the street was like saying that. I had multiple men say that to me recently. Multiple men will be like, "Oh, you don't pay for those weddings. Good luck." Bro, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Like let's play a numbers game on that real quick. Let's say Isla gets married young. Let's say Isla gets married at 25. It's 22 years from now. I'll be 66. I don't even know what the world will be like with AI, with technology. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not even thinking about their weddings. All right, let's bring up the hotline again. Car dealers are welcome to call. They have been calling. Homegirl, is it Julie? Julie from Honda is leaving a lot of voicemails. She's always acting like they have this like urgent deal. Like, call me instantly. We have an urgent deal. Oh, she left another one today. I had a really quick question for you. Please give me a call. Can you guys even hear that? I don't even know if you guys could hear that. Could you guys even hear that? This one guy left a message. I don't understand a word he's saying. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just play the calls that we're supposed to go to my hotline. We'll just play the car dealer calls. Julie's called me 4 times since Sunday. All right. Let's pull some of these up. We'll pull some of these up and we'll get out of here. This might be boring, but let's actually listen to them. Let's see what these sorry, they've changed the way. Like what are we doing here? Where do I play this stuff now? Can we play this stuff? Can we play this stuff? Well, like, where is this now? Is it under media assets? Okay, yeah, here it is. Let's play this stuff. Let's get to a couple of these calls. All right, let's see what's going on in the car dealer world.
Hello, this is Abdul calling you from Nissan Market Turkey. I say you're interested on one of the cars by finders here.
Did it? What? Bro, you think I'm going to buy a car from you? Did you say this is a boo? A poo? Is it a dude from Simpsons? Let's rewind that. What is this guy saying?
So please give me a call back on my phone. This is on this phone number, and I will be more than happy to help you on it. Thank you, and have a good day.
Let's play that
Hello,
again.
this is Abdul calling you from Nissan.
Yeah, this is a boo. A boo or a poo. He's a dude from The Simpsons. He's selling cars now.
Market Turkey. I say you're interested on one of the cars by finders here. So
What?
please give me a call back on my phone. This is on this phone number, and I will be more than happy to help you on it. Thank you, and have a good day.
That guy literally gives zero fucks about selling me a car. Like, he doesn't care at all about selling me a vehicle. That's like the end. There's a Sunday too. That's like the end of the day. He sounded he's drunk Arabic Rocky. Let's see how they I love the translation on the Google voicemail. Hello, this is a Brooklyn coming, so please give me a call back on my phone, on this phone number, and I'll be more than happy to help you on it. Thank you and have a good day. And this was Julie. I don't know if you heard this one earlier.
Good morning, Andy. This is Julie with Performance Kings Honda. Just had a really quick question for you. If you could please give me a call, 513-774-4062. Thank you so much.
What do we think Julie looks like? I think I know what the homeboy looks like, the Middle Eastern car dealer. What does Julie look like? I'm not going to show her face. I'm gonna do it on my end. I'm going to say she's kind of like skinny, brunette, kind of mousy looking. It's my guess. I'm going to look her up. Let's see if I can find with the last name. Let's see if we can find Julie. Julie's going to listen to this podcast. Like, hey, why are you playing my calls? The other guy definitely has no clue what a podcast is. And the guy from Toyota Today for sure doesn't know. Dude. How long before I go through all this? Sorry, guys. Where's Julie? I want to be shocked. Oh, that's a Julie. She looks nothing like I. See, that's a great game. She looks nothing like I thought. Did not see that coming. Julie looks nothing like I thought. Not mousy looking at all. No, not a skinny little twig either. I'm not saying she's fat or anything. She's not a skinny little twig. Anyway, it's late. It's almost 12:30 here. I'm glad I did this, guys. So hopefully you listen. Hopefully you like it. Let me know. Let's bang this out weekly. Let's bang it out weekly. Let's try to record on Wednesdays. And we'll get. Who knows when I'll get these out. Let's try to get them out. Let's pick a day. I'm gonna do this right now. Right now. Let's pick a day, Andy. I'm talking to myself. I'll hype myself up. Let's pick a day We record on a day and then we release it the next day or whatever. Let's just pick a day. And you do it and you stick to it. I know you got a busy schedule and all this and, whatever. That's life. I've been enjoying it, so I'm feeling it. Let's do it. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for listening, watching. Again, DMs are always open at Andy Ruther. And we'll drop another one next week. Peace.